Good morning, children. Today I am going to do the History 5th lesson, Social and Religious Reformation Movements. The 19th century is considered as the Reformation and New Awakening time in the history of India. Everyone knew about that 19th century. It is a Renaissance period, means rebirth, reawakening, in reformation brought in society and religious field also. So it is happened during the 19th century. Already you learned in your previous history lesson introduction and effect of English education in India by British government. By this, new class of educated Indians was emerged. Means already you knew about that, the introduction of new education, English education brought into India by the British government. It helped a lot and it also made to emerge a Indian educated class. Many Europeans' concepts like democracy, nationalism, equality started finding roots in India also. Many Indians who received English education started analyzing their own society. Even the British also too expressed their interest in reforming the Indian society. British, they believed that it is their duty to protect their political and economic Indian political and economic interest under the guise means false or external appearance. What they thought, white man's burden, the theory, they are following the theory of white man's burden, means everything is done by the white man only. They believe that also. So they want to show that, they want to believe that, and they thought that is their duty to protect the political and economic interest of the Indian society. Many evil practices were there in Indian society, like caste system, gender discrimination, sati system, widow remarriage restriction system, denial of education to Shudras and other lower communities were there in our society. To remove all these evil practices, a reformation movement emerged in 19th century by great reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Dayananda Saraswati, Ranade, Jyotiba Phule, Swami Vivekananda, Annie Besant, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Periyar, Narayana Guru became part of this movement. See, in that first let me learn about the Brahmo Samaj. Who was the founder of the Brahmo Samaj and what were the ideals they followed in Brahmo Samaj? See, Brahmo Samaj, Raja Ram Mohan Roy is the main initiator of social reformation in India during modern times. So he is also called as the father of Indian Renaissance or father of modern India. He had deep knowledge in Sanskrit, Persian and Arabic literature. He was well versed in Hindu philosophical critique and Quran. Apart from this, he had also studied other religions found in India critically. He had even learned Hebrew and Greek to read the Bible in its original form. Such was his craving for knowledge. He was a very knowledgeous person. He started Atmiya Sabha in Calcutta along with some friends. The Sabha aimed at eradicating socio-religious maladies, means evil practices, from the society of Bengal. First they started in Bengal. He started Brahmo Samaj in 1828. Underline that also, it is very important. He wanted to purge Hinduism by removing caste system. He wanted to protect Hinduism by removing caste system and superstitions. Raja Ram Mohan Roy and other Brahmo Samaj followers wanted to rebuild a new Hindu society based on the philosophical foundation of Upanishads. Due to his efforts, then Governor General William Bentinck, this is also very important, children, underline that. The Governor General, then when he was there in India, the Governor General William Bentinck brought in law prohibiting sati system in 1828. He also opposed sati system. This is the great achievement of Rajaram Mohan Rai. By the help of Governor General, he banned the system that followed in our Indian society, that is the sati system. Sati system means killing the wife also in the funeral fire of her husband. That is the bad practice, evil practice was practiced in our society, which was banned, which was stopped by the help of William Bentinck by Rajaram Mohan Rai. Rajaram Mohan Rai tried to develop rationality among the common people through the journalism. He want to publication. He want to give the journalisms to bring more knowledge in the common people also. So he published a journal named Samvada Kaumudi in Bengali language. He started a paper publication that named as Samvada Kaumudi in Bengali language. The important aspects of Brahmo Samaj were: he advocated monotheism. He gave importance to the monotheism. Monotheism means worshipping single God, whereas polytheism means worshipping many God. So he advocated monotheism. Opposed meaningless rituals. He opposed the meaningless rituals. Brahmo Samaj along with the Rajaram Mohan Rai opposed the meaningless rituals, that simply blind beliefs we are following, blind superstitious beliefs we were following in our society, which was opposed by Brahmo Samaj. Every person should live with dignity and no law or ritual should violate this provision. Everyone is having his own dignity. No one violate this. No rule or no religion also, no rituals also oppose this. Brahmo Samaj intended to assure equality to women by opposing polygamy. Polygamy means the giving. One Brahmo Samaj opposed the polygamy means marrying many wives. That is, the one man, he has the right to marry many wives in our ancient India, ancient society, which was opposed by Brahmo Samaj. It advocated for a share in property to honor dignity of life to widow also. After it helps also, after the death of husband, the wife also having the right to having their property also. And Brahmo Samaj also opposed child marriage. That is also one of the evil practiced in our society. Brahmo Samaj declared that one can take good things from anywhere. It also declared that Upanishads and Vedas also advocated these principles. He was open to receive good thoughts even from the West. He is also receiving the good thoughts from the westernization also. So he gave importance to the English education also, because in the beginning of the English education in India, which was introduced by the British government in India, many orthodox people opposed in India, because vernacular form of education was following in our country. So many orthodox people, they opposed this English education also. But Rajaram Mohan Rai, he gave importance to the English education. Apart from this, Rajaram Mohan Rai wanted the Indians to welcome the thinking process of Europeans, the westernized points. He gave more importance to that also. In this background, he supported the establishment of many schools and Vedanta College in Calcutta. Rabindranath Tagore has called Rajaram Mohan Rai as the harbinger of modern India. Harbinger means approacher of modern India, progenitor of Indian social reformation movement, and the prophet of Indian nationalism. By saying these words, Tagore has summarized the contribution of Rajaram Mohan Rai and Brahmo Samaj to Indian social reformation. So he was called as the father of Indian Renaissance. Another reformation movement started in Bengal, in Calcutta, that is the Young Bengal movement. The wave of modernization started moving across the North India during 19th century. Calcutta was the center of this new thinking. New movement started rising during 1820s and 1830s. We have already learned the contribution of Brahmo Samaj in Bengal region only. During this period, Another movement called Young Bengal movement took birth. This movement was started by Henry Louis Vivian Derozio in 1809 to 1831. His father was a Portuguese and his mother was an Indian. Hence, Derozio is called as the Anglo-Indian. Derozio served as a professor at Hindu College of Calcutta from 1826 to 1831. Many of his students who were attracted to his teachings became his followers. Derozio was influenced by the various movements of Europe and tried to install the same spirit of free inquiry in the minds of his students and colleagues. The Young Bengal movement held discussion and debates on issues like nature, humanism, God, and other various topics. Derozio worked toward spreading the message that only rational thinking would liberate people from the clutches of the superstitions and social discriminations. He was an advocate of women's rights and opposed caste-based discrimination. Many of his students who had come from traditional families were deeply influenced by Derozio's thoughts and joined their hands in the spreading the movement across Bengal. The influence of this movement was limited in Calcutta and few areas of Bengal. Derozio died at the young age of 22 years due to cholera. Arya Samaj had the following aims of Arya Samaj. All Hindus should believe in one formless God. No one is a Sudra or Brahman by birth, and caste-based system was rejected. Encouragement to intercaste marriages, rejection of polygamy and child marriage. Men and women are equal. One should study Vedas and other ancient sacred texts and preach them. With this, Shuddhi movement was one of the important programs of Arya Samaj. It aimed at, this is very important, what is Shuddhi movement, it may come. So, it aimed at, underline that also, it aimed at reconversion of people who had converted to Islam and Christianity from Hinduism, means back to Hinduism. That is the Shuddhi movement done under Arya Samaj. Then Cow Protection Association were started to protect cows also. Arya Samaj had around 5 lakh members by 1921. After the death of Dayananda Saraswati, Dayananda Anglo-Vedic College was started in 1886. Similarly, Gurukula Vidyalaya was started in Haridwara. Lala Lajpat Rai, one of the freedom fighter, a radical leader of Indian freedom movement, was influenced by the principles of ideas of Arya Samaj. Then another one is the Prarthana Samaj. Prarthana Samaj was founded by Dr. Atmaram Panduranga in 1867 at Bombay with the aim of finding solution to various problems faced by women and lower caste groups. This association argued that the reinterpretation of Hinduism is needed in the light of modern Western thinking. It advocated that reformation should not be a wish but should be implemented in reality. Not only thinking, it should be implemented. Many programs like education for women, rehabilitation of poor people, means resettling for the poor people, were undertaken by the Prarthana Samaj. Justice Mahadev Govind Ranade, R.G. Bhandarkar and N.G. Chandravarkar were the other prominent leaders of Prarthana Samaj. Ranade attempted to reject child marriages and discrimination of widows. He believed that legal intervention is needed to stop child marriages and encourage widow remarriages. Hence, he advocated taking the help of the British government, also means the English education, again the Western ideas he also took. Along with that, Satya Shodhak Samaj, there were widespread discrimination based on caste and gender in Maharashtra, just like in other parts of India. Satyashodhak Samaj was established in 1873 to provide equal rights to non-Brahmin class and women. This Samaj was founded by Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. In order to build a philosophical base for the movement, he wrote books like Gulamagiri and Shetkaryacha Asad, means cultivators, whip, cord. He opened school for Shudras and girls. Phule, who belonged to Mali caste, allowed people from all castes, including untouchables, to draw water from his well. Savitribai Phule, his wife, joined hands with him in his endeavor. They established hostel for girls. The work of Phule's is important in the direction of establishing society based on equality. Ambedkar, one of the freedom fighter and architect of our constitution, he was also influenced by the ideas. He was inspired by the ideas of Jyotiba Phule. Then another movement started, that is the Aligarh Reformation movement. By the end of 19th century, a new wave of social and religious reformation was set in Muslim society also. Anti-British sentiment became strong in Muslim community after the incident of 1857. You knew about that in the first war of Indian independence, or 1857 revolt. They divide and rule. The British, they divided and rule means they spread the rumors like that, cow fat, pig fat. So that is religiously Orthodox people, they oppose that. So there was the anti-British sentiment became strong in India. As a result, they stayed away from the English education, and as a result missed many opportunities that were based on English education. So they were away from the English education. During this period, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan attempted to start a new movement, the Mohammedan Liberty Society, established in 1863. Underline that also. The Mohammedan Liberty Society, established in 1863, started debates and discussions on the issues related to the religion, social and political issues. The upper and middle class youth participated in these discussions and started realizing the value of English education. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan lived from 1817 to 1898. He declared that Quran is the authoritative book and others works on Islam are derived ones. Sir Ahmad Khan fought against traditions, superstitions, ignorance and irrationalities thoughts throughout his life. He said, without an open mind, any social and intellectual development is impossible. He did not support the Parda system for Muslim women. He called for educating Muslim girls also. He did not accept polygamy. In order to implement his ideals into practice, he founded Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College in Aligarh in 1875. He utilized this institution to spread the Western scientific and cultural ideas. This institution later became Aligarh Muslim University. Syed Ahmad Khan preached religious tolerance. He struggled for unity among Hindus and Muslims. Hindus, Parsis, Christians donated liberally for the establishment of Aligarh College. The movement created by Syed Ahmad Khan, keeping Aligarh as the center, so it is called as the Aligarh movement. Aligarh is the center for his movement, his reformation, his intention, so it is called as the Aligarh movement. Another one is the Ramakrishna Mission. Ramakrishna Mission has provided a unique contribution to India's spiritual growth, nationalistic awareness and cultural development. Swami Vivekananda founded Ramakrishna Mission at Belur near Calcutta in 1897. Ramakrishna Mutt was established at Mayavati near Almora of Uttaranchal. Ramakrishna Mission was founded to carry the message and thoughts of Sri Ramakrishna, the spiritual guru of Swami Vivekananda. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was a worshipper of Kali and also a priest at Calcutta Kali Mandir. He had believed that all religions advocated the same. He also believed that there were many ways of attaining moksha and the God. He said idol worship is inevitable, unavoidable. Everyone is following that. In order to spread the teachings of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Swami Vivekananda founded this mission. Vivekananda was born in Kasta family in Calcutta. He studied both Western and Eastern philosophies. After studying the Indian philosophy from different perspectives, he started preaching the importance of Indian philosophy to Indians as well as Westerners also. See, one of the first attempt he made to introduce Indian philosophies to the Western people also. He roamed around India for about 5 years after the death of his guru. He worked to establish a casteless society as he could see that the society was deeply involved with the caste-based discrimination. He also noticed exploitation, poverty, illiteracy, and division among the Indians. Vivekananda believed that people should be educated first and then they themselves seek reformation. He opposed caste system, untouchability, and the idea of supremacy based on the caste system. The Westerners could understand the cultural richness of India. See, this is very important how he addressed Indian culture in outer country also. See, the Westerners could understand the cultural richness of India with the help of speech delivered by Swami Vivekananda at Chicago City in the World Religious Congress in 1893. He attracted the attention of the listeners while speaking at Congress of Religion held at Paris in 1900. His speeches mirror his nationalist ideas. Interestingly, he had visited Mysore before his visit to Chicago as a guest of Chamaraj Wadeyar X. As per the suggestion of Swami Vivekananda, Chamaraj Wadeyar X started schools for untouchable children. Swami Vivekananda wrote books on Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. His thoughts provided importance to freedom struggle. Theosophical Society now. This society was basically founded by Madame Blavatsky and Colonel H.S. Olcott. They came to Adyar near Madras and established the head office of Theosophical Society in 1886. The main aim of the society was to do a comparative study of various religions, philosophies, and science. Another goal was to discover the indomitable, means strong spirit hidden in human. It declared that universal brotherhood is important. The society took its basic principles from Hindu sacred scriptures like Veda, Upanishad, Sankhya, Yoga, and Vedanta philosophy and spread these basic principles. The society attempted to find solution to present problems by studying the ancient Indian thoughts, philosophies and theosophical ideals. Hence, the society basically tried for the reformation of Hindu religion. With the arrival of Irish lady Annie Besant in India by 1893, the movement of the Theosophical Society started to grow more. She was born in 1847 in London. She divorced her husband, who was a priest at an Anglican church, and became an active member of the society in 1889. She had more knowledge in Vedanta philosophy. She preached that, she said, that Indian culture is far more superior to the Western culture, which is based on materialism. This movement was Reformation movement of Hinduism. She also did a comparative study of Hinduism and Buddhism. Translating Bhagavad Gita to English is one of the major achievements of Annie Besant. She was called as Shweta Saraswati, underline that also. She wanted education for all. She opened schools. She started Central Hindu Banaras College in 1898. The same institution became a university due to the forethought of Madan Mohan Malviya in 1916. She started two periodicals, underline that also. She started two periodicals, New India and Commonwealth, to initiate discussion on current problems and social issues. She started Home Rule League in 1916. That is also very important. She started Home Rule League, means to support the freedom struggle in India in 1916, and initiated Home Rule movement in Madras region. Theosophical Society and its part and parcel, Miss Annie Besant. Miss Annie Besant was active in the freedom struggle movement and became the first women president of Indian National Congress. Sri Narayana Dharma Paripalana Yogam, another Reformation movement. Sri Narayana Guru started Reformation movement in 1903. This started LOU of Kerala. This movement aimed at strengthening the backward and exploited communities. Narayana Guru and his companions Dr. Palpu and Kumaran Asan led the movement. The caste differences were too much in Kerala and there were many prohibitions in place. During that period, all were not allowed to use facilities like tanks and roads. They were barred from wearing footwear also. Restrictions were there on women's dress also. These communities had to live without basic human rights. In order to address this issue, Sri Narayana Guru started Dharma Paripalana Yoga movement. One caste, one religion and one God for human being was the basic idea of Sri Narayana Guru. Education is the only path to achieve this, he declared. He built temples for the backward communities as they were denied entry into temples. Narayana Guru and his companions started Vayakam movement, a temple entry movement in 1924. Gandhiji and Periyar, the architect of self-respect movement, participated in this also. The temple entry of Guruvayuru temple was a major incident. Another great personality was Periyar. By the beginning of 20th century, a non-Brahmin movement started in South India. The majority non-Brahmin launched agitation demanding representations in government sector as per their population. It became a major movement in many states like Karnataka. The non-Brahmanical communities opposed restrictions against them. The Justice Party started in 1916, continued the movement in Tamil Nadu. Non-Brahmin movement took a new shape under the Justice Party. This became more radical self-respect movement led by E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar became a new force. Ramaswamy, who came out of Congress in 1925, started Self-Respect League in 1926. He was called Periyar, means senior person, out of love by people. Periyar was born in Erode to a rich family. He believed that Congress is in favor of Varna system and started a new movement based Dravida racial identity. He rejected the racial supremacy in the name of Arya and Brahmin. He said Tamil is language of Dravidians. He opposed Sanskrit language and literature. He also rejected Rama as the Vedic leader and accepted Ravana as the Dravidian leader. Championed equality and criticized caste and gender-based discrimination. He participated in temple entry movement held at Vayakam of Kerala. Already you learned in the Narayana Guru Paripalana Yogam in that part. He became the president of Justice Party in 1939. He started an association called Dravida Kalagam. He also started a justice periodicals. Even today, Periyar remains as an ideological symbol in Tamil Nadu politics. The ideological non-Brahminical movement started by Ayonti Das and T.M. Nair was turned into a cultural movement by Periyar. His life goal was to establish an equal society where there will be no inequality based on caste, religion and gender. Thank you, children.